Welcome to Grammar Grade 7. This is Unit 7, Lesson 42, and it's the very first lesson of a brand new unit on clauses and complex sentences. Today we build the foundation the whole unit stands on. We'll meet the main clause, the piece that can stand on its own, and then use it to understand two kinds of sentences you write every day: simple sentences and compound sentences. By the end, you'll be able to look at any sentence and know exactly how it's built. Let's get started. Before we can talk about simple and compound sentences, we need one key idea, and it runs through this whole unit: the main clause. A main clause is a group of words with a subject and a predicate. Because it expresses one complete thought, it can stand alone as a sentence, all by itself. You may also hear it called an independent clause. The two names mean exactly the same thing. Hold on to that phrase, stand alone, because everything today is really just a way of handling these main clauses. Let's start with the simplest kind of sentence, and it's even named that way: the simple sentence. A simple sentence is just one main clause, standing on its own. Take this one. My little sister packed her lunch. There's the subject, my little sister, and there's the predicate, packed her lunch. One subject side, one predicate side, joined into a single complete thought. That's the whole recipe. When a sentence is built from exactly one main clause, it is a simple sentence. Now, here's a twist that trips a lot of people up. A simple sentence can look bigger than one clause, yet still be simple. Watch this. Maria and Jordan planted the garden. That has two subjects, Maria and Jordan, but only one predicate, and it's still a single main clause, so it's still simple. We call that a compound subject. It works the other way too. The kettle hissed and whistled. That's one subject, the kettle, with two verbs, hissed and whistled. That's a compound predicate, but again, it's still one main clause. So doubling the subject or the verb does not create a second clause. As long as there is only one main clause, the sentence stays simple. Now for the heart of the lesson, the compound sentence. A compound sentence is two main clauses joined together. Each clause could stand alone, but we link them because their ideas belong side by side. Listen. The lights dimmed and the show began. Pull it apart and you find two complete sentences hiding inside. The lights dimmed is one main clause. The show began is the other. We joined them with a comma and the word and. So a compound sentence takes two clauses that could each stand on their own and joins them as equals. How exactly do we join two main clauses into a compound sentence? There are two ways, and both matter. The first way is a comma plus a coordinating conjunction, small joining words like and, but, or and so. Here's one in action. The sky darkened, but we kept hiking. Notice the comma, then the word but, linking the two clauses. The second way is even simpler, a semicolon, all by itself. The music stopped. The room fell silent. That semicolon does the joining with no comma and no conjunction at all. One rule ties both ways together. Each half must still stand alone as its own sentence. Let's put them side by side so the difference is crisp. The whole question is, how many main clauses does the sentence have? Look at the simple one. The dog barked at the mail truck. That's one main clause, so it's simple. Now the compound one. The dog barked and the cat hid. That's two main clauses, joined by a comma and the word and, so it's compound. Same little scene, but one sentence holds a single clause and the other holds two. Count the main clauses and you'll always know which kind you're looking at. Let's boil everything down to a quick check you can run on any sentence. Step 1. Count the main clauses, the parts that could stand alone. Step 2. If there's just one, it's simple. If there are two or more, it's compound. Step 3. For the compound ones, make sure the clauses are joined properly, either with a comma and a coordinating conjunction, or with a semicolon. And remember the trap from earlier. A doubled subject or a doubled verb still counts as one clause. Ready to practice a few together? Let's practice. In this first set, decide whether each sentence is simple or compound. Remember the real question: how many main clauses are joined? And watch out for compound subjects and compound verbs, which keep a sentence simple. Pause the video and choose before I reveal the answer. Kevin and his brother repaired the fence. It's tempting to see two names and say compound, but slow down. There's only one predicate, repaired the fence, and only one main clause. Kevin and his brother is just a compound subject, so the answer is simple. The tide came in and the sandcastles vanished. Split it at the comma. The tide came in is a full sentence, and the sandcastles vanished is another full sentence. Two main clauses joined by a comma and the word and, so the answer is compound. The old oak swayed and creaked in the wind. Here the word and joins two verbs, swayed and creaked, but they share a single subject, the old oak. That's a compound predicate inside one main clause, so the answer is simple. In this second set, each sentence is compound. Your job is to spot how the two main clauses are joined, or to pick the version that joins them correctly. Look for a comma with a conjunction, or a semicolon standing alone. Pause and decide before I answer. The path forked. We chose the left trail. Look between the two main clauses. There's no comma and no joining word here, just a single semicolon doing all the work. So the answer is a semicolon. Noah wanted pizza, but the kitchen had closed. Check the join between the clauses. There's a comma, and right after it, the joining word but. So the answer is a comma and a conjunction. Here are two main clauses to join. The wind howled, the shutters rattled. The first choice places a comma, then the joining word and. The wind howled and the shutters rattled. That's the correct pattern, comma before the conjunction. The second choice puts the comma after and, which is wrong. So the answer is the first choice. Let's gather everything up. A main clause is a group of words with a subject and a predicate, and because it makes a complete thought, it can stand alone as a sentence. A simple sentence is a single main clause, and it stays simple even when it has a compound subject or a compound predicate. A compound sentence joins two main clauses as equals, using a comma with a coordinating conjunction like and, but, or so, or else a semicolon all by itself. So whenever you meet a sentence, just count the main clauses. One means simple, two or more means compound. This kicks off our unit on clauses and complex sentences, and next time we'll add clauses that cannot stand alone. Wonderful work today. I'll see you in the next lesson.